Hi, everybody. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters.
Welcome to the ARTyRV live stream Q&A. Tonight we're going to have a live chat and we're going to be answering your questions all about stained glass.
That's right, Barb. It is Monday, August the 1st at 7 p.m. And it is really actually quite nice outside. We had a thunderstorm come through and it cooled things off a little bit.
Thomas is here and Joan is here. We've got people hopping on here real quick. We got about 15 people just jumped on.
That's great. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. We're happy to be here. It was 100 degrees here today, and we went for a walk on the beach.
And that was just what the car said. It was outside on the way home, 100 degrees
100
outside.
degrees.
But we did. We went for a walk on the beach. Our granddaughter's here for a little bit of time, and we're, of course, we're enjoying that.
Hi, Patricia. Patricia Hike is here. Julie Graves. Hi, Julie. And Mark Mason is here. Hi, everyone. Good to see you.
Thanks for tuning in tonight.
So if you have a question, please go ahead and put it in the chat. We'll be happy to answer it.
Yeah. And, I guess everybody realized Barb got that video out on Thursday for our members and Friday for everybody. And we had a great response to it. We're happy that y'all like it.
Yeah. And if you have any questions about that, now's the time to ask. Those of you that are members, we're going to be doing a special live stream just on that. If you're interested, if that's something you're interested in, bring your questions. But bring your questions here tonight. We'll be happy to answer any questions about the spreadsheets.
Yeah, or any other questions that have to do with glass, maybe a project you're working on, or maybe something you might be stumped on, or, anything really. So just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight for the live chat here on the ARTyRV channel.
Martha Crowder's here. Linda Holthouse is here. Kat St. Jane. And Chul Studios is here. She said it's 65 and sprinkles on her neck in the woods where she's at.
Wow. 65. That must be really nice.
Judith Dawson Weiss is here. Ray is here. Hey, Ray. And Sarah Sophia is here. Hey, Thomas.
Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We really enjoy having you.
So we did have a question about the spreadsheets, about the worksheets. Everyone knows that they're on the website for 2 weeks and they're free. Some people couldn't find page 2.
Yeah, Barb. And, I tried to find page 2 on my phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people are using their phone. Mm-hmm. You can scroll down and get page 2 if you're using your laptop. But I think it might be best if you just probably shrink it up and allow it so people can use it on their cell phone.
It's easier to download the worksheets from your laptop. But I'm glad I'm giving them to you for free for 2 weeks because we get to work all the kinks out that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything on one sheet, and I'll have that done tomorrow. So about Thursday or Friday, go ahead and grab that if it presents a problem to you. Download.
Yeah, we just had a couple people that had a problem with it, and I believe that they were using their cell phone. So, but it is it's fine on your laptop or on your desktop. So.
Right. So Magali is here, and she's back from her vacation. Lawrence Mary is here. Have I missed anyone? Sarah Sophia.
Well, it's nice to see everybody tuning in tonight.
Okay, so Magali had a good trip.
Oh, that's wonderful.
She made it home. She went to Yakagani, and so she was there for 2 hours, and she got some good glass.
2 hours of shopping. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so any questions would be greatly appreciated. If you got any, just put them in the chat.
Yeah, please do. And or maybe you're just trying to work on the worksheets that we were able to push out to you on Thursday and Friday of last week, and had some time to fill that out. There's a lot of things that, and we'll get more in depth in that on the Saturday chat with the ARTyRV fan club members. So,
Patricia, did you download? Did you scroll down to see another tab? Because there would be another tab and you just have to open that up. I don't know if I made that clear when we talked, or did I answer you? I'm not sure. But if you're on your laptop, scroll down to the bottom, there's a little tab. It says sheet 1, sheet 2. It's easy to miss. But what I'm going to do is put that all on one sheet for you.
So we'll get it all put together on one sheet, and then you can print it out and then separate it up yourselves.
Yeah.
So, but your overhead's still going to be at the top, everybody.
I'll put the overhead at the top. I just was trying to make it easy, and in effect, I think I made it more difficult. Sorry about that, but it's an easy fix. Okay. Any questions you want to ask us? And
we're steady working on getting the stained glass retail shop open, Barb, and we're working on that project and getting the tools and materials in for that, so that we can get open mid-September, I think is the plan. So.
Yes, that was a PDF file. Yes. So I'll put it, no. Yes. It was a PDF file. So what I'm going to do is put it all on one sheet, y'all. And, okay. So some of you may have it and may not have noticed the tab, but we'll get it figured out for you and make it easier. Okay. Thomas wants to know what would be a good firing schedule for painting.
Hey, Thomas, glad to have you tuned in tonight. And a good firing, depending on, of course, you want to fire to the schedule of the paints that you're using. However, if you're using the Rochers, most of those, especially your tracing colors, are going to fire between 1175 and 1250 degrees. So if you take that up, again, all kilns are different too, Thomas. Like, we use our kiln. I can go from 0 degrees to 1225 in about 25 minutes, soak it for 2 minutes and shut it off and just leave it alone until tomorrow. And we haven't had any problems with blistering or anything, have we, Barb? Mm-hmm. So that's my firing schedule, but my heating elements are 22 inches from the glass. And if you're firing from the side, you're going to want to bring that glass up really slow, Thomas. You're going to want to at least bring it up to 500 degrees at a very slow rate, not a very slow rate, maybe 500 degrees in an hour. That's a pretty good firing schedule. It's a little bit fast, but you're just putting paint, you're just firing the glass paints on. So fire to 500, 1 hour. And then from there to your finished temperature in 1 hour. Okay. So 2 hours to fire some paintings really isn't that bad. And it'll keep your costs down as far as, using your electricity too. So a 2 hour firing schedule, if you have elements on the side or if your elements are close to the glass. 500 degrees will stabilize the glass and then let it go on up to 1225. Soak it for approximately 60 seconds, maybe 120, 2 minutes, shut it off and leave it alone. There's no reason to back it down and all that. If just don't look at it till tomorrow, Thomas, that's all.
Flowering Glass is here.
Hey.
Hello. Brenda Craig is here. Hey, Brenda. Did anyone have a question I need to answer right now? I did have a question. Someone wanted to know what kind of paper you're using for your patterns. They were watching one of your videos. Oh,
okay. Well, Barb, I use and I think that I'll have to look, but I'm pretty sure that it's on our website.
It is on the website.
And it's called Rainbow Craft. I purchase it through Amazon just because I get free shipping. That shipping thing is a game changer when you think about it. But my paper that I use is a white banner paper that's 40 pound. It's pretty heavy. 40-pound banner paper. And it's 48 inches long and 200 feet long. So it's 48 inches wide, 200 feet long. And that allows me to do quite a bit of different drawing. And I also give it to our customers to make patterns for their dining room tabletops and things.
Yeah, so a lot of use.
It's very universal because it's 48 inches. some of you may not be able to use 48-inch paper, but I promise you, you'll get more use out of the 48-inch paper than you will the 36-inch paper.
Linda wanted to know if anyone has ever made a honeycomb picture, one with a frame, and what problems you may have had. I guess it's the honeycomb, the bee thing that
and the
doing.
edges are going to be all kind of goofy. Wait, you're going to need to be really good, a good woodworker, because there's a lot of inside and outside miters on that if you're going to put that in a frame.
Well, they would probably, if it's copper foil, I would just do a beaded edge. It depends on what size it is. And also,
wire it if you're going to copper foil it.
And why not put clear glass and make it into a rectangle? Do your honeycomb and then use
clear glass to fill it in.
Glass to fill it in to make it a rectangle.
Either make it a square or a rectangle.
Because if you're going to do all those ins and outs, that is a good question. Maybe someone could help.
Somebody could do that, but somebody's going to pay as much for the frame as they're going to pay for that glass. Actually, they're probably going to pay more for the frame than they are the glass.
They're pretty though, aren't they?
They're gorgeous. The honeycombs are just really, I love that shape.
And I love using those different colors of gold and the different textures. It's just a beautiful effect.
Well, it makes it look like it's running
too, so that's why.
Yeah.
Magali said she saw Derek Hunt's new video about painting with enamels. What beautiful work. And she wishes she could paint like that. Don't we all?
Yeah,
he is an amazing painter.
And, he's been doing it for a long time. It's not like he just started yesterday or last week. So
I haven't had a chance to see the whole thing.
Yeah, we haven't watched it yet.
But I saw some of it, and he's using some new enamels. I don't know if we can get them here in the U.S., but I'm anxious to sit down and watch it. Derek, if you're out there, hi. I'm glad you're doing well.
Nice to see you, my friend.
Yeah, we'll give that a watch and see if we can learn some more.
Yeah, some different techniques.
Processes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The process of painting on glass, and we learned a couple different techniques while we were away.
And this is enamels.
And this is enamels. This is different. So, yeah. So,
Tool Studios wants to know: does the age of glass matter when cutting?
No.
They have some 30-year-old glass. And wanted to know.
No, like I've said in the past, the only thing that matters in cutting glass is the manufacturer's annealing process. Glass can get really old, and it doesn't matter. I mean, we've cut glass, taken glass out of windows and recut it and everything else.
Just clean it.
Clean it good, yeah.
You don't want all that grime in your cutter because you definitely won't be able to cut.
It just takes a little bit of time to clean the glass, but glass is glass. The only thing that affects glass is heat. Cold doesn't affect it either, but heat, when you try to cut glass, when it's hot, I mean, as in if the glass is hot, not if it's hot outside, but if the glass is hot, believe me, it's not something you want to try because it's not going to work.
What's that?
Cutting hot glass, as in hot. As in being in the sun, leaning up against something, and then you try to cut
Mimi's here.
So you'll see that, it's kind of like glass reacts just like it would if you put a candle underneath of it. It breaks in a lot of different jagged and really sharp points that you couldn't ever get cutting it for sure. So.
Yeah, sometimes we can't even cut glass here because it's been outside and it's just way too hot. So if we're going to cut a big piece of glass, we have to put it in the shade so the sun doesn't beat down on it.
And we come in early in the morning while it's still relatively cool, as in, only about 80 degrees.
Instead of 100.
But we don't want that glass to be sitting in the sun, and then we go to try and cut it because it just, it's a waste of two things, time and money.
Yep. Okay. So, I got a new comment. I can't get the comment. There we go.
There she goes. We're working on it. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I'll give a big shout out to my cousin David up in West Virginia. Glad to hear that you're feeling better. And thanks for the phone call the other day. That was great.
Yeah. Thank you, Ray. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up if you find this helpful in any way. Thomas Sharp said he uses a heating pad to warm up his glass in the winter.
Oh, that's cool. Because,
Yes.
I've always recommended that you use a little, not a hot plate, but a griddle. Just put it on low and allow that to warm up, because in the wintertime, when your warm hands touch the glass and you're trying to foil, it'll form sweat. It'll actually, you'll get some humidity between your fingers and the glass. So yeah, if you warm the glass up to about the temperature of your hands when you touch it, it eliminates that humidity and causes, not so that you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, Magali, is that Chris Magali? Magali says she met a friend of ours in Canada that's a glass blower.
Really? Chris Van Zanten.
Chris Van Zanten. I believe that would be the one.
Yeah. It'd be the only one that we know.
Okay, so Linda said she appreciated that question about the age of glass because she used a piece of amber glass with bubbles in it. And it was perfect for her honeycomb and no problems.
Right. Yeah, so it doesn't matter the age of
Magali.
glass.
Oh, how's he doing?
Oh, that's great.
That's great. I'd love to see a picture of him. Yes.
Yeah, I hope you told him about the channel. Maybe he'll tune in. And if you're laying in the backgrounds, Chris, so good to see you. Thanks
haven't seen you yet. Can't wait to see the picture.
Can't wait to see the picture.
We have a picture of him somewhere. I'll have to share that online if he comes online. I got a picture of him when he was 35 years younger.
35 years younger. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's funny. It's such a small world.
Magali bought garden art glass. Oh, that's what she bought from our friend, Chris. From Chris.
Okay.
Nice.
Magali, send us a picture. And
we had a question about finding the kayak pattern. It's on the tools and pattern page on Conway Glass page. So go to conwayglass.com and go to tools and patterns. Scroll down. You'll see a picture of a kayak, and that's where the pattern is.
Yeah. So when you go to our website, guys, and I've been trying to put this all in my head so that not only Barb can explain it, but I can explain it as well. So when you go to our website, in the top left-hand corner are 3 little bars. Click on those bars. When you click on the bars, a whole schedule will drop down. Go to the tools and patterns page. Click on that. Scroll down. Everything you need, our hats, our aprons, our patterns that are available to you, including our putty recipe, is right there. Click on that, and it'll take you where you need to go to get that information and download that stuff for you. So,
Larry Mary said cold glass does not break clean when scored. Yeah, if it's cold, and it's hot, either way.
Yeah,
you just
I
want
really
it
haven't had any.
temperature.
I haven't had problems with cold, but hot I have, and it's very possible, Larry, because the weather has a lot. The only thing that I think really doesn't affect glass is humidity, unless you're trying to solder.
We never really have any cold weather here, so I can't really say.
Yeah, where do you live at, Larry?
Kokomo has retail now.
Great.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Kat St. Jane.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Larry, where do you live? Are you in a real, I can't remember where you live. Are you in a real cold climate? Because that could have a big difference. It doesn't get cold here.
Yeah. No, people say, oh, it's wintertime. It's going to get cold. No, it doesn't get cold in South Carolina. It gets chilly, but it doesn't get cold, because Barb and I are both from up north where it does get cold. So
New Mexico.
Oh, well, that would gets really cold at night, and you have more snow in New Mexico than we have in South Carolina. So
okay, he says cold glass.
Well, it varies. You know what? It varies, and maybe this winter we'll work on it. We'll do a test and see what happens. So I know that float glass, the temperature doesn't affect float glass, okay? Because I cut a lot of that, or for tabletops and stuff, and in the wintertime I really don't have any problems. It's the summertime I have problems. So.
The summer heat.
The summer heat. Of course, I found as I get older too, the summer heat affects me like it does the glass.
Okay, are you ready to? Let's do something. You want to talk about soldering irons?
Yeah, let's talk about soldering irons.
Okay. Ray sent us
Ray sent us some photos, right?
Yeah, Ray sent us some photos.
And we'll go ahead. Let's tell you about the story, because Ray's soldering iron. Everybody knows Ray. You know Ray. Ray's soldering iron the temperature wasn't doing what he needed to do when he had it at the temperature that he was looking for. So he said, "Oh well, let's try this." And so if you're having a problem with your soldering iron, you know everything's plugged in right, and you're still not getting the temperature that you want. I'm going to show you this. Now, these are Ray's drawings. We're going to camera number 2. We're going to camera number 2. These are Ray's drawings. This is what his tip looked like before he removed it. Before he removed it from his iron, the sleeve in his iron. Okay. So now Ray's iron has a set screw. The iron that I brought out to show you has basically a set screw, but it's just a screw. Okay, and that holds it in. This is my 100-watt Woody. I really love this iron, and it looks like Ray's probably working with a Weller. Of course, looking at this tip right here, it doesn't matter what kind of iron that you're working with. What matters is the maintenance of your iron. Okay, so this tip, and I'll move this out of the way. I think you can see that better. You see where the tinning on this tip is really nice, but you see all this junk right here? This is fumes from your flux, from your solder burning and everything. And all of this will pit up, and eventually what it does is it takes this copper tip, this is copper, and it gums it up and everything. So this is the part that's absorbing the heat instead of down here. So it's pulling it away from you. So with Ray, he took just some sandpaper. This is 120 grit sandpaper right here. And we cleaned all of this up so that it looks like this when it's finished. And then you insert the new tip, or not the new tip, just the clean tip into your soldering iron here, and Barb's showing you the pictures. Once that's clean, and now it's the heat's going where it belongs, which is down near the tip, and that is exactly where you want it. And I want to thank Ray for sharing that with us.
Thank you, Ray.
Because I use the Weller, it's now the Weller. I use the Weller 1175, which has the screw-in tip on it. And I've found that sometimes while I'm using it, eventually that tip will kind of back out a little bit, unscrew a little bit, and I'll be wondering how come my iron's not doing what it's supposed to. Sure enough, a half a turn on that iron and everything goes back to the way it's supposed to. Of course, using a rheostat and not running your iron wide open just because the tip says 700 degrees doesn't mean you need to run it at 700, because that's 300 degrees hotter than you need it. So anyway, I want to give a big shout out to Ray. Thanks for sharing that information with us. And thumbs up on the San Jose clock. I love it.
Magali says she thinks that's what's wrong with her soldering iron, is the shaft is
dirty and filthy. Yeah. So take it apart. Let it
clean that tip.
Yeah.
But if that's all corroded.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you want to get that tip where it's a little bit warm, because it'll clean easier. Not hot, but a little bit warm, where you can maybe hold it with an old pair of grousing pliers or something, and sand that up really good and make it look nice. Hey, if that works, it's going to save you $28 from buying a brand new tip for your soldering iron. So
yeah, they should last a long time. You take care of them.
They do. And as long as you don't burn them out, don't ever put flux on your soldering iron.
Don't dip your soldering iron in
the flux. Don't
remember. Yeah. Flux is a corrosive.
Flux is an acid. It's a cleanser. It's a cleaner. It's not for, the only thing you should swipe your soldering iron on is a damp paper towel or sponge, and only long enough to go, that's it. And then go to work.
Ray, I think you're helping a lot of people. Flower and Glass said they had the same problem. Their shaft is corroded and their iron is not working. So thumbs up to you, Ray.
Thumbs up to you, Ray. All right, everybody, give Ray a
it.
big thumbs up because that's a great.
Hey, ring that bell.
All right, Ray, that bell's for you, my friend.
Oh, that's good. Oh, goodness. Okay, so any questions, you guys? Any questions?
I know we're just having fun tonight. It's a beautiful Monday night, and that 100-degree weather. Even though it was 100 degrees today, Barb, I think it was still quite nice outside.
It was. So, how about if we do a glass chat?
Well, we can do a glass chat. I brought a piece of glass out that we're using, of course, in the Marsh windows. And this is a simple piece of glass, and I haven't showed it, during this 24 sheet series that we're doing. Eventually, y'all, I'm going to have to put the sheets in the window here where the doctor is, because some of these sheets coming up are Armstrong sheets. And those Armstrong sheets are as big as that window right there.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm just going to stand up.
Hang on just a second. We're getting
we walked
there.
6,800 steps today. That's more than I've done since February.
He's coming back.
I'm coming back. Don't go away. So anyway, this, y'all.
Let me get the camera down. Oh, you're going to put it in front of us?
I'm going to put it down. Like
okay.
This.
Let's do this.
Okay. We're going to put that down.
That's the marsh. You see the background of our live stream photograph? That's what.
Yeah, the background of the live stream photograph is one of the photographs we're using to draw and design the artwork for the large project that we have coming up. Now, keep in mind, y'all, we have 4 windows that are 42 inches tall and just a little under 12 feet long, times 4, and they're all different. But I wanted to share this with you, okay? Our part number tonight, everyone, is Kokomo K142, okay? K142. Kokomo's been making this glass for a long time, and not only is the front side beautiful, but I have got to share this back side with you because I can't stand it. How beautiful that is.
And I like the matte of it.
Yeah, so I want you to see this. It you know what? It looks like the wind blowing across the top of the water on this. It's really, really pretty. And again, as I build more and more windows over the last 20 years or so, I am more inclined to use the back of the glass rather than the front to make my statement. So again, y'all, this is Kokomo opalescent glass K142 blue, green, and white opal. Thank y'all. I love sharing these glasses with you. And, well, I love you guys too. So we're sharing glass, and this just really.
That's a pretty piece.
That's a beautiful piece of glass. And there's lots more to come over the next few weeks, y'all. So we're looking forward to it. Sorry I had to stand up and move around, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do it. Okay, we're gonna do a viewer showcase.
Oh my.
And let's see what we have here. Viewer showcase coming up. And we'll put that up for y'all.
Okay, so here comes the viewer showcase. Remember now, hey, when you have a window that you'd like us to share with our community here at ARTyRV, don't forget, send in your photographs. What you do is go to the website, scroll down, fill out the information, and let Barb know that you want to send her some photos of your work. She will contact you and give you the link to send the photos so that we can get them up. Please don't send us photos on Monday afternoon and expect them to be online on Monday night. But we do give you from Monday to Sunday at 6 p.m. to get us your photos so that we can share them with our community on Monday night at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I think I got that right, Barb?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I was answering questions, so
I'm sorry.
I'm just going to say yes, and
Okay.
I think you know what you're doing. Okay, today, okay, this is by Texas Tom. Tom, you're here online tonight, and this is.
Yeah, this
I'll
is
let Ed tell the
this,
story about this because this is a very cool story.
Yeah, well, this window is all about a soccer team. The Sons of Ben are about a soccer team in Philadelphia that was trying to get started. So the way all this came about was Tom actually went to one of the, the grandfathers or the people that started this organization, Sons of Ben, and asked permission to do their logo. Well, you know what? He was granted permission to do the logo, and the gentleman that was the head of the organization wanted the first one. So since then, Tom has been able to sell a couple of these logo windows for the Sons of Ben. And again, this is a project that's in Philadelphia that has actually helped take a neighborhood from nothing to something. And I think it's a worthwhile project. And the artwork, Tom, hats off to you because it's really beautiful. And I think it's great work. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And there is a movie about the Sons of Ben, and they brought soccer back to Philadelphia. So I don't know the whole story. I haven't watched the movie yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing
and we want to thank you again for sharing that, Texas Tom, because I have the whole story right here, and I probably could take a few minutes and read it to everybody. But check it out. Look online, Sons of Ben, and see about the whole story that Texas Tom has shared with us here at ARTyRV, and he has shared his beautiful artwork. And great. Honestly, I think the painting on that is really off the chain as well, Tom. Congratulations, sir. Good job.
Okay, we're going to do completely different. And we had these windows were submitted by Linda Holthouse, and she submitted several, and every single one was a different color, and they are adorable.
Oh, wow.
So Linda, I wasn't sure whether this was one house with all these windows or a neighborhood where these windows are in the house, but they are sweet. Right. So I wanted to share that. You can see the exterior close up and the interior where the window opens up in the interior.
So they're similar on the pattern wise. They're just all different colors to go with the house.
Each one is
Linda,
a different color.
That is just, you know what? It reminds me of an old, the old English design that was put in the windows.
House. Wow. I bet you that is sweet.
That's really,
that's nice.
Yeah, that's really pretty.
4 closets, 1 in each closet. Oh, adorable. I love it. I love it. Good work.
Yeah, what a great idea. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. That's nice. Okay, so if you want your work considered, just send a message. Go to conwayglass.com/ARTyRV, and you'll see send us a message button. Just hit that button and it'll send it to us.
It'll send it to us, and then Barb will be able to, then she'll send you a link back to where you can download your photo to us, and we'll get started from there for you.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's great when you share your work with us, and when you share your work with the community that's right here watching every Monday night.
Yep. Every Monday night.
So, hey, I want to give a big shout out everybody that, if you're just waiting in the wings, watching what's going on, you're not able to really ask us any questions because either you haven't subscribed or came into
they just have to sign into the chat.
Yeah, just sign in and please ask your questions. So, but if not, and if this is helping you,
here.
Yeah, please do. But if this is helping you guys out, or any of y'all that haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do. We're pushing 6,100 subscribers.
Yeah, we need 7 more, and we'll have 6,100. Y'all did good last week.
Y'all
almost
did good.
100 subscribers.
Yeah,
it was 100 subscribers because remember we were 7 away, and now we're
at the beginning of the last week's live chat, we were 12 from 6,000.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then we ended up, everybody got together and pulled through, and we ended up hitting 6,000 that night. And this week,
thank you,
7 more, everybody, 7 more, and we'll be at 6,100. And that is really nice. So, we appreciate it. we appreciate your subscription. We appreciate your community. And we appreciate everything that y'all do for us.
Ray put the link up for the movie. If you guys want to go to the movie, he put it up. Oh, it's the link to Sons of Ben. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray. And I'm sure you can find the movie on there as well.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Ray. We appreciate that.
Linda says when she uses the same pattern for more than one window, she laminates the pattern to protect it.
Yeah, that's a great
Smart.
idea. It's always best to, we use clear contact paper.
Very smart. Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a favorite pattern and like that, you know.
Yeah. And then once it's laminated, you just roll it up, put a rubber band around
Makes
it.
for easy cutting
Yeah.
too.
Makes for a real easy cut.
Mary Beth Massey's here. Hey, Mary Beth.
Hey, Mary Beth. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Yeah. Good ideas, folks. If you got any more good ideas, just put them in the chat along with any questions you might have. I think I did miss a question. Let me go back a little bit.
Let's check it out. Boy.
Let me go. How much does a sheet of glass like that cost, Ed? Renee wants to know.
Okay, well, that's about typically, I've found lately, but typically you're basically looking at about $10 a square foot, plus shipping. That's about, I would say that's probably $60 for that sheet of glass. It's probably 5.5 square feet. And it could be cut into 4 pieces and shipped. It could be cut into 4 12 by 16s.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, it could be cut into 4 12 by 16s. And shipping on that would probably be about $23. So.
Linda wants to know what is a popular pattern for a transom above a door for a home. The number of the house.
The house numbers, yeah, that's very popular, and with a simple kind of a scroll looking design is very popular. Couple. What you want to be careful of is not locking people in because it's their front entryway. Is not locking them into
initials.
Initials. Yeah, the house number is great, but you don't want to lock them into initials, or you really don't want to lock them into a specific flower unless they're absolutely adamant about that. Then you can lock them in, and you can lock them in with a color too.
Yeah. So. The house number is really popular. Okay,
yeah,
Ed.
Addresses. So like I say, what you want to do is keep away from anything that dates it, or especially initials. You don't want to have initials on your front door so that you can't sell the house.
Linda wants to know how a transom is normally attached.
Well, it depends on the transom itself, because most transoms, of course, are above the door, separated by a piece of wood that's roughly 2 inches thick, and then you have a separate sash a separate sash that holds the glass into that. Normally, what I do is just leave that there and come to the inside of that sash with a 3/4 round molding or a shoe molding, and then attach the stained glass and then finish it with another shoe molding to hold it in. But always separate it back away from that initial sash, because that initial sash is going to have a piece of wood 2 inches smaller all the way around it. So if you back it up, you can get the full access of the size of the transom. And by backing it up, you eliminate the shadows of the existing sash. So it should work out.
And just design it accordingly.
Yeah.
So you're right up to your borders.
Yeah. And if your transom has muttons in it, or what we call grills in between the glass, then I would talk the customer out of that and eliminate those the piece of glass with the grills in it. And if you're going to do that, just make your transom like it's the size that it's supposed to be. Because the grills, if you have to work around muttons all the time in windows, it really, it kind of messes things up a little bit.
Yeah, Linda, that's correct. Linda's talking about there's usually a piece of clear glass In the transom window. Yes. So just leave that there and come in behind it
Right.
with the glass, separate it by a piece of wood, put the stained glass in, and then another little trim around. So you're not right up against that glass.
And don't ever, because you're coming on the inside of an existing piece of glass, y'all don't ever caulk your stained glass windows in. If you ever have to get it out, yeah, they need to breathe.
If you're coming to the inside, you want that airflow between the outside window through.
Yeah, because that wind is going to expand and that air. And if you don't caulk it up, you'll see that you'll never get any moisture in between those two in that opening there, because it will always breathe and it will always dry itself out.
Now you will caulk the outside of the wood. You just don't caulk that window into that.
Right.
Into that wood.
Right, Barb.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. It's
outside, but not smushing the caulk and just making a barrier. Don't do that.
Don't do that, please. It's not good for the window or you.
Yeah, and that outside piece of glass does protect your other glass and gives a little bit of a thermal barrier between the two pieces.
Yeah, because remember, your best thermal barrier is dead air space.
Mm-hmm.
So the further you put your stained glass away from the outside pane, the better your insulating value is.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep.
That was just my chair, y'all. Sorry about that.
Is zinc framing strong enough?
If
that's what you want to use.
If that's what you want to use, that's fine. We use
it's more expensive than
lead. We use 3/8 flat H lead, and we don't ever have any problems with it. If your transom's a little bit out of square, the lead you can move, you can trim it away a little bit, but the zinc you can't do anything with. So by all means, make sure that your opening is not only square, but your window is square and will fit in the opening.
Yeah. Zinc is definitely strong enough.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's just more expensive. It's just one more thing you have to buy when you can just use your H lead.
And you really need to have a decent saw if you're going to be cutting zinc, because you don't want the edges all frazzled and chipped and bent up and everything. Zinc is a very soft metal, and it's used for a lot of things. It's just that Ed doesn't use it for frames around stained glass.
Can you hang from zinc if you want to? If you want to hang from zinc, that's good. So we prefer wood because it has never failed us. We get a lot of windows in here that over the years, they hang it from the zinc. They do a miter on the corner. Eventually the lead fails.
The zinc fails. Yeah.
The solder fails with the zinc eventually. And it doesn't always happen, but we've had them come in. So
and I repair a lot of them. So we prefer every window that goes out of here that's going to hang goes into a wooden frame. If the customer doesn't want a wooden frame, then I leave it up to them to hang it, and I am no longer responsible. Give it to them
with the lead around the edge, and they can go have it.
I'm no longer responsible.
But we put them in the windows all the time without any kind of zinc around the outside edge.
Right.
But I mean, you can build them like that.
Yeah, and if you're going to be building large church windows and everything like that, y'all know that we have the Stained Glass Association's book, the 500 or 1,200 page Bible that we own. And if you go in there, it does say start talking about putting zinc around the outside of things, but it's not recommended. It's recommended to use 1/2 inch flat H lead
because it's not flexible enough. Linda lives in Cincinnati, and she can't wait to visit Franklin Glass in Columbia.
Oh, I tell
Columbus,
you, those people are so nice on the phone. It's really, I enjoy talking with them. And I just got a bunch of wood in from them on Friday. So that was nice.
Yes. Franklin Glass has the wood with the channel.
Right. And you're going to find that, if you're just buying 1 or 2 pieces, get your checkbook out. But if you can get 10, then you get them down to where it feels a little more comfortable, $21 and some change when you buy 10 or more. And that is it's better than $33 for 1 piece.
Excuse me.
It is expensive, but you don't have to do anything to it. If you can read a tape measure, you can make a frame. So,
and I forget what I was going to say.
hey, we have those moments quite often.
Oh, let's see. Kat St. Jane. She says when she uses zinc, she puts pieces of wood in the void space because the weight will push zinc down in that void. Ah, I see.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You do a little, but you know what? I've never had the lead fail like that. I don't.
She's talking about zinc.
Yeah, I've just never had the lead's open on one end, and I've never had it depress itself. I guess maybe I'm putting the molding tight enough against it that gravity isn't, smashing the fin on the lead, because I don't ever have that problem with the window falling out, collapsing so much on the bottom that the top comes out of the molding. I've never had that happen. So I don't know. But hey, if you're using zinc and you put that board in there, I think that's probably the best idea I've heard to keep zinc from collapsing on itself in a very long time. That is a great idea. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's a great idea. Judith Dawson Weiss says that Franklin Glass always has glass on sale. And Magali said Yakagani is shipping smaller orders. You don't have to buy full sheets. And don't go to Franklin Glass on Sunday. They're not open.
Okay, well, that makes sense. Well, I tell you,
I
I deal with them on the
Linda.
phone, and they're so easy to get along with, and they're very helpful as far as finding hard to find glass that you may need for a restoration. So,
yeah. Were you going to do a glass demo for us or anything, Ed?
Does anybody need anything that they're having trouble cutting?
Do you need a glass demo, guys? Because we'll be happy to do one for you.
Yeah. Anybody having trouble cutting a specific shape or, anything kind of goofy like that? Or you just need a...
And I think we answered that, Linda. Yes, Franklin Glass is where we get the wood.
Yeah.
So they're excellent.
And I've shopped around for it, and I found that they're where I need to buy my wood. Because you can shop around. Some places you need to buy your solder there. Some places you need to, buy your stuff, other different places. Y'all, we do have the lead nippers back in stock now, and they'll be here for a while because we have them in stock, and those are Ed's favorite lead nippers. And
Julie wants to know if we can show an example of how we do the framing with the wood, how we measure and so on. I believe we have a video on that.
It's called Frame It.
I believe it's called Frame It. I'll look it up and it was one of our older videos. So maybe it's time to redo it. I don't know. I'll take a look at it. But in the meantime, you guys go to
check out that video, and you know what? We'll go ahead and make another one because I've got some stuff I have to frame anyway. The doctor right here needs to be framed, and we can go over all of that and get you a video out. I'm not going to say it'll be ready this week, but Barb and I will do a video. We'll do a video, and that video will be on framing. Okay. Because
thank you, Julie.
I've got some great little tools to share with you. I
don't know if we'll get it out this week, though. Our granddaughter's here.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun this week. So, hey, I want to say hi to my nephew. Good to see you, my friend.
Good
Hugs
to see you, Dennis.
Thanks
Michelle
for tuning
Otterice is here. Martha Crowder. Okay, I got a question.
Okay, go.
Someone wants a demo. Curve on textured glass would be helpful. And someone said, and foiling too. We'll do the texture, a curve on textured glass, and Rochelle wants foiling inner corners.
Don't forget, y'all, we have super stickers and we have super chats, and all of those things bring you to the top of the page. And we appreciate it because all of those things help us bring you better programming.
Like a half moon on textured glass.
A half moon on textured glass.
That's all. That's all.
That cost you a super chat.
No, go do it.
I'm just kidding. Let me find a piece of textured glass, y'all.
Okay. So foiling the inner corners. I don't think I have any foil here, but great ideas for future videos and future demos.
Yeah. So, this is what you're looking at here. This is a piece of. Is this right on here?
No.
Yeah, that's all right.
Do you have something?
We're good. No, that's all right. We're just going to cut a half circle.
Without a pattern.
Without a pattern. We don't need a pattern. Do we need a pattern? I don't think so. All right. So this is a piece of bullseye. And yes, it's textured. It's really a little bit difficult to cut because of its color. But I want you to keep in mind, everybody, I'm going to be looking at this camera and we're cutting right here where my hands are. Okay. So we're going to flip this over and we're just going to cut like a half moon. Let me get my tools here. Was it Julie? Was that you that was looking for the green handle pliers? Contact Barbara.
She was. Yeah.
I got a pair for you, hon.
Yeah, we just got a pair. We're going to be getting some small pliers in. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, we're good. We're
All
going
right.
to be getting the 6.5 inch. Okay. If you notice, the running pliers are the same length as your grousing pliers. We've got these coming in. Same pliers, same manufacturer, just different rubber on them, y'all.
They're just blue instead
So here
of
we
green.
go. We're going to cut a half circle. This is textured glass. And keep in mind, when you go back to the videos about learning how to cut glass, I want you to listen to your glass cutter, please. Listen to your glass cutter. We're going to put this right here just like this. And Ed's going to take a test because I want to hear it. And you know what? I didn't hear a thing. So we'll see. Okay. That just came off, but I didn't hear my glass cutter, y'all. So we're going to do a half moon right now. So we're going to cut this. We're going in right here. I can't hear it, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't bother me that I can't hear it. So I'm going to make sure my flat jaw is up top. Okay. There's our half. That's half of our half moon. Keep in mind, I haven't heard my glass cutter sing once. Okay. So here we go. A little bit here. Now, when I get right here, okay, it's probably going to my left. It's not going to come around because of where it is in the score. However, we're going to try it. Okay, I broke it. Now we're gonna step over here to this end. Everybody can see me, I hope. We're gonna pull down. Okay, guess where my run is? It's right here somewhere. Here we go. There you go. That's textured glass, y'all. It doesn't have to be ripple. It doesn't have to be, what they call English muffle. Any textured glass. Keep in mind, okay, just because you can't hear your glass cutter, okay, just because you can't hear your glass cutter, don't put more pressure on it. Never change the pressure. The pressure should stay the same on the entire. It doesn't matter what piece of glass you're cutting or what you're trying to do. And that'll come right out just like that. Okay. So keep it in mind, y'all. I hope that this helps you. Cutting glass is it's one of the most fun things that I enjoy doing is cutting glass. So I hope that helps. I just had this little piece of bullseye. Now this is tested compatible, so I'll put it in my tested compatible box in the stained glass room, and we'll use it for something some other time. But I hope that that helps you cutting a textured glass, because when you're cutting window glass, the same process applies. But
I don't have a.
That's all right. They can hear it, but it's just like cutting window glass isn't a challenge. But I will tell you this: if you don't learn how to cut glass on window glass, your stained glass account will come way out of balance, because you're going to be spending a lot of money on glass you don't need to. Take the time to learn how to cut window glass, and remember, when you cut straight edges, pull. When you cut patterns, push. And that, y'all, is really all there is to it. And watch, I'm going to turn my pliers upside down, and this piece here is going to fall off. Ready? There it is. So it was broke, and then turn it upside down. Because why? Because it has to break again. Only because of the edges. That's all.
Okay.
I hope that helps, Barb.
It does.
Did I take up too much time?
No, I had some more questions.
Oh,
I had
okay.
some more questions.
Great.
Okay, so Ray has shared Franklin Art Glass with you, their website. So go there and check out and get that wood for your panels. It's really a great product. Okay, let me get to those other questions.
And I don't think Franklin will cut that wood down, so you're going to have to ship 6-foot lengths.
So it's worth it to get a bundle.
Yeah, get a bundle of them.
Your cutting will be better if you have a bundle, because you'll be able to get the right kind of cuts and not waste all on one piece,
And you'll find your cutoffs you can use for smaller panels.
Yeah.
And your customer, I'm telling you, you put your windows in this beautiful wood, your customers are going to love it.
Yeah.
I use the inch and 3/8. However, they do make a 1 inch. And if you're doing small panels, 16 by 20s, use the 1 inch wood. Don't get the wide stuff that I use, because I do it to scale for my windows. So if you're using smaller windows, get the smaller wood, and everything will be into scale for you. You'll like it, and your customers will love it.
Martha wants to know, when smoothing the solder joints on a zinc frame, would you use sandpaper or steel wool?
I would use heat, because
your soldering iron.
I'd use your soldering iron, and straight down and straight up, not smearing it. Keep in mind, your soldering iron is not a paintbrush. So
down and up.
Down 1, 2, 3, straight up, and it'll make a beautiful. If you're getting little pucker marks and you're playing with your solder like this, please don't do it, because that's not, your soldering iron isn't designed for that. And if you're using and you can't get the corners to look right on your zinc, then you need to get a bigger tip for your soldering iron. Okay.
Wider.
A little bit wider. If you're using a 1/4 inch chisel, that's not big enough for 1/2 inch zinc. You need to get a 3/8 chisel tip, turn it sideways, straight down, 1, 2, 3, straight up, and you'll make a perfect joint.
Yeah, sometimes you have to use a different size tip for different
because
application.
We have a
foil and then do a zinc.
Yeah, we have a 200 watt iron that has a 3/4 inch chisel tip on it, and we use that when we're using 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch H lead, doing large windows with large diamonds in them, and trying to reinforce them with rebar.
Jennifer wanted to see you cut a flower petal. Jennifer, I think we have a video coming up that will demonstrate that kind of the box that we have coming up.
The box, yeah.
So
a flower petal on
do you have something to do?
I don't have anything to draw a petal. If you just want a petal out of my head, I can get you one of those real quick.
Get us a petal out of the head, and in the meantime, okay, you're going to do it right now?
Yes, I don't know.
Nothing like putting them on the spot, right? Draw a flower petal.
Super chat, y'all.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Okay.
Bring it on. Let's get this party started if we're cutting
and
glass.
Dennis wants to know, can you use regular plated glass in a stained glass window?
You can, but you don't want to use the 1/4-inch plate glass, Dennis. You just want to use 1/8 inch if you can.
1/8, and that's just regular window glass. That's what float glass is. That question came up. What is float glass? It's like regular window glass, and it's basically float glass. That's the process of making it.
Okay, so here's my flower petal.
Okay, let me put it down. Inside cut. Didn't we just do inside cuts?
We just did inside cuts. We just did inside cuts. That's what this is, y'all. That's an inside cut. Inside, outside.
Linda says she dates her copper foil and puts it in Ziploc bags. That's very smart.
I agree with you, Linda. That's exactly what you should do.
Ziploc bags keeps the humidity out, and yeah, just store them at room temperature, away from the sun. Okay, let's see. Hi, Pauline.
So we're cutting this. Now you see I made like a little, it looks like a ribbon right there. Okay. So when I bring this around, this is going to break off right here. Probably. Because I just don't have enough finesse with it right now. Okay.
It's okay, Magali.
What did Magali say?
She said her card expired. Don't worry about it.
I'm just kidding, man.
We'll see you next week.
Okay, so now what I did, I pulled this run and it stopped right here. Stopped right there, okay? So now I'm going to try and get this. I'm going to put my index finger knuckle underneath of it and I'm going to pull down. I'm going to try and get it. I'm trying to chase it. See it? I'm chasing it. Now I got it around where I can grab it with my pliers. And now I'm all the way down. There it goes. It just popped. Okay? And that's exactly what I wanted it to do. I want to take this. And now I'm going to put a weak spot to it so that we can get it out. Here we go. Weak spot. Flower petal.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. So what you don't want to do when you're cutting glass, everybody, we're going back up to the big camera now. So when we're cutting glass, we don't.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis. So
he has a question.
When you're cutting glass, you don't want to force it. You want to follow those runs. And you can't always see it in opaque glass, but I promise you, you can see it kind of break to that point. Never get in front of the run with your pliers. Always stay just behind it, pulling down ever so slightly just to create and follow that run around. I hope that helps everybody.
Dennis wants to know, do you need to watch the heat when working with plate glass, it being so thin? Always.
You always watch the heat with your art glass or your window glass or your plate glass. Watching the heat is important. So what you want to do is make sure that you use a rheostat. Y'all, your soldering irons, yeah, they can go up to 700. I got one that goes up to 1200. But do you think what good is 1200 degrees? It's no good at all. Okay. Soldering iron, if your lead melts at 405 degrees, why in the world would you want to use a soldering iron that goes to 750?
Well, I think that.
Well, you can use the soldering iron that does that, but put a wattage control on it and bring it down to where it's workable and you can utilize it for the things that it's supposed to be utilized for.
Yeah. So maybe a 600 watt. So what happens with those irons?
Well, you have a 100-watt iron,
mm-hmm.
and Unger puts 3 different tips in their 100-watt iron. Weller. I'm sorry, not Unger. Weller puts 3 different size tips. Well, you know what? All 3 of those tips are too hot. If you're working with any of those tips without a rheostat, you know what? You're working too hot. You want to know why your copper foil bubbles on the edge and you get little black stuff oozing out? It's because you're melting the tape and the glue, and it's not designed for that.
Well, the idea is that those tips, you don't need a rheostat because they only cycle up to a certain high temperature. So if it cycles up to 600 degrees and you're wiping it on a sponge, you're bringing the temperature down is what you're doing.
Right.
And every time your iron sits over here, it cycles back up to 600 degrees.
Just sounds so redundant to me, y'all.
So
I'm
instead
sorry.
of that, why not just use a rheostat, dial in exactly what you need? But that's a conversation that can go on and on and on.
Yeah, it's like the chicken or the egg thing, y'all.
So anyway, find the right temperature and try to hold it at that temperature. Hot enough to melt your solder, but not hot enough to melt your work. That's what you want to do.
And anyway, use a rheostat and your work will change. I can promise you that.
Magali says she knows what she's been doing wrong, taking apart her glass. She's forcing it to come apart instead of taking her time. Yeah. Now that's the time you do need a hot iron, is when but not too hot to break your glass.
Yeah, not too hot, because if you're working that hot, glass is, there's a reason that you only put your glass in the oven to 325 degrees.
And let me say this too.
Please, Barb.
With 750 degrees, if you're using a hot iron and it's going up, say you got a tip that goes to 800, 750 degrees will shock your glass. It will crack your glass. That is the temperature at which glass is the most sensitive.
Between 750 and 1,000 degrees, glass is very uncontrollable. Once it reaches 1,000, you can do anything you want to it. But that 1,000 to 750,
crucial.
It's very crucial. And that's not just, you can look it up. It's not.
Oh, scoring the glass.
We're not saying it just to say it. We know.
I see what you're saying.
Glass.
Magali says she was talking about scoring the glass, not forcing it. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And remember, Magali, listen to your cutter and take your time when you're breaking it. And another thing that you can do to help you is to work with only the size pieces of glass that you need to put your pattern on. You don't want to put your pattern on a big 12 by 16 piece of glass. Whittle that down and make it smaller so that it's not so cumbersome when you're trying to break, your scores away, and then, set it off to the side and go on to the next one. But again, please don't change the pressure on your glass cutter just because the glass is a little goofy this trip. That's all.
Linda asked, what style is the window with all the little squares around a large centerpiece? You know what? I can't remember.
It's probably Old English. It's an English style.
No.
Which
I know what you mean, but I can't think of the name of it, Linda. It'll come to me tonight about midnight. If anybody else knows. Okay. Yes, when scoring the glass. Okay.
Yeah, when scoring the glass, it's really.
Do we have any more questions, y'all? Okay, don't forget to send your work in, and we'll feature you on the viewer showcase. Tell your friends.
We'd love to. We'd love to feature.
Tell your friends to join in. Bring your questions next week, or submit your questions through the website, conwayglass.com. /ARTyRV.
That's right. Don't forget to subscribe tonight. And please make sure, if you're going to subscribe to our channel, go ahead and ring that notification bell, because that'll let you know every time we come out with a new video. And we are live every Monday night at 7 p.m. We wouldn't miss our community for anything.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for tuning in. I think we're going to, does it have to be a panel? I'm not sure. Let me get this question.
We're not done yet.
Or can it be a sun catcher? I'm not sure what the question is. Okay. I don't know what the question is. And maybe you're asking someone else. Does it have to be a panel, or can it be a sun catcher? And I'm not sure what
What, to
the
put
other
it in a
part.
wooden frame? If it's a rectangle and you can put it in a wooden frame, you can put a sun catcher in a frame just as easily, just as easy as you can a large panel.
Well, with a sun catcher, I think I would do the wire with the beaded edge around it, just because of the cost of
the wire around the edge, keep it together. Right. Make sure when you hang it that you're hanging and it's pulling on the whole piece, the whole sun catcher. Where you hang it from is pulling on the whole piece instead of just one specific tiny area, because it'll come apart if you don't. So
yes,
please be careful.
Showcase. Just go to ARTyRV.
It can be sun catchers. It's viewer showcase. You know what? That means it is your.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Anything
showcase.
You want to. I'm sorry. Anything that you want to send us.
We will
send us the work that you really like. Send us something that you're really proud of. Send us something that is your
and we'll be happy to
your favorite piece. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because whether you send us any work or not, we're still proud of all of you.
Okay. Thank you for helping me out there. I just wasn't following along.
Well,
Okay, so
but it's all good, Barb.
Yes. So those of you that have my email address, just send it. Those of you who don't, go to conwayglass.com/ARTyRV, hit the button, and you want me to show that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is how to contact us with your artwork, y'all. Shoot it to us.
Send us
a
message. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Let me get rid of that. Okay, I got too much. Yeah, just go there, send us a message, and we will send you the link for the photograph.
To send us our pictures. So meanwhile, we're going to get pages 1 and 2 all on the same page for you. And we want to thank you guys. And those worksheets are helping a lot of people.
Yeah, we've had a lot of great response.
And the comments, y'all are way too kind, and we're very happy that we were able to do this for you. And we're going to get another video out. We're going to show everybody. We got a couple videos coming out that we're going to be working on. So y'all have, just like y'all, we have day jobs too.
Thank you guys for all the ideas and the help you've given everyone. Brenda wanted to know, when cutting, do you start and stop away from the edge?
I stay pretty close on the edge, and most of the time, you know what? I just run right off. I don't slam it down so hard that I break the glass. But you know what? I just go on to the edge. I don't even. It's second nature. I don't even think about it anymore.
The worksheets are on Conway Glass page. Go to the tools and patterns and just download the worksheets. Your pricing your work. And I'm going to update them and make them a little bit easier for those of you that couldn't get page 2. Now, keep in mind, these are Google Sheets, so you have to have Google to get them. Oh, no, I made them a PDF.
They're a PDF, so you don't have to have your Google Docs or anything.
Yeah. They're PDF, so you can get them. I changed that. But I'm trying to make them easier. That's why they're free for 2 weeks, because we wanted to get all the kinks out. This is the first time we've ever done this.
Right.
And we hope that you guys will use that.
Well, let's just say the response, Barbara, has been overwhelming since they're free. We'll hope that it's overwhelming when they're not free.
That's right. Okay, guys, we're going to head out of here. It's been a wonderful evening, and we hope you have a nice rest of your evening.
Thank you all for sharing your evening with us. I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb.
And we're the Streeters. Y'all have a good night. Thank you so much.